welcome once again to our Toastmasters meeting for Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige Toastmaster. And of course, today I will be acting as your sergeant at arms. And I would like us to try as much as possible to put the energy up. I'm always excited to be in a Toastmasters meeting. And I believe everybody here is excited to be here. So without wasting so much of our time, as it's our custom, we are going to read our Toastmasters promise. And if we were doing a live meeting, we will be standing up, but at this junction, we'll be standing up virtually. So if you can see, sorry, is the Toastmaster promise?
The purpose of your project is for you to introduce yourself to the club member.
ITN Samson.
Ayo Olanrewaju, you can step in, please.
Hello, can anyone hear me?
We can hear you.
I have to pardon my network. I was trying to display the Toastmasters promise before my network went bad. So please just give me a moment. Let me display it on the screen.
Sorry, I've shared it from my end. You can go ahead.
Oh, okay, great. So after the count of 2, we will read the Toastmasters promise together. 1, 2, go. As a member of Toastmasters International and my club. Hello?
To attend club meetings regularly.
To
prepare all my projects to the best of my ability, basing them on the Toastmaster education program.
To prepare
for and fulfill meeting assignments. To provide fellow members with helpful, constructive evaluation. To help the club maintain a positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow. To serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so. To treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy. To bring guests to club members so they can see the benefits Toastmaster members offer. To adhere to the guidelines and rules for Toastmasters educational and recognition programs. To act within Toastmasters core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities. So help me God. Thank you very much for everyone that has recited the Toastmasters promise. And I believe we are going to abide by the promise of Toastmaster. It's not just in the fact, it's just not in reciting it, but by living with the spirit behind the Toastmasters promise. So without wasting much of our time, I'm going to introduce the president, someone I respect so much. He's an engineer, he's a project manager, he's the president of Lighthouse Toastmasters Club. And while I was looking at his profile, I saw where he said he likes playing football. So I'm trying to wonder, Salif tried to play football. I'm still trying to process that in my mind anyway. But I would love to see him play football one of these days. He's very passionate about, influencing people, and he loves influencing people positively. He's someone I respect so much. I've been privileged to
evaluate some of his speeches, and I can tell you, every of his speeches that I've evaluated, I've always been blown away. He's my secret, okay, I can't call him mentor now because he doesn't know. So let me call him secret role model. He's somebody I respect so much. So at this point, I'm going to invite Toastmaster Salif Mohammed to the virtual lectern. Please, let's put our hands together for the president, Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, TM Samson. I was only trying to think possibilities. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we
We
can.
can. Yes, we
All
can.
right, thank you. So good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good morning.
I welcome you to the Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters meeting. This week's meeting is themed Think Possibilities. I trust that your time spent in this meeting this morning will be worthwhile. In the past 4 months, we've gone through a lot as individuals and as human beings due to the pandemic. Suddenly, we have a new normal, and our entire thought process have undergone and are still undergoing a lot of shifts. The tendency is to think that the present situation poses a limitation, especially as we cannot do physical meetings in the interim. Hence, to get ahead in these trying times, all we need to do is to reframe our minds to think possibilities. We need to change our ways of thinking by telling ourselves that we can rise through the seeming challenges and achieve our set goals. I believe that what lies ahead of us, coupled with what lies behind us, in a way can never be compared with what lies within us. We are embodiments of possibilities, and whatever we set our hearts on can be achieved. Today, think possibilities, dare to dream, fantasize, take chances, try something new, defy the odds, push the limits, expand your horizon, set goals. What's your goal? It could be becoming a prolific speaker or to improve your leadership skills. At Toastmasters, we work with you to achieve that and more. Just inculcate the right thought process. Take action, practice, and persevere. Then you will realize that you have no boundaries, you have no limitations, and the sky is only your starting point. Let me say something again. I'll bet that regardless of the prevailing circumstances, in the not too distant future, several members and guests in this meeting, yes, this meeting, will be on that roster of distinguished Toastmasters, that roster of world champions of public speaking, that roster of high in-demand speakers. If you have that will and the spirit, why shouldn't you be one of them? Please think possibilities. To anchor this meeting today is a true possibility thinker. She's a business analyst and a member of the VP Education team of Lighthouse Toastmasters. She loves reading and traveling. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, let's make welcome to the virtual lectern, the Toastmaster of the day, TM Joy Cheyenne.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. Such inspiring words from TM Salif. Can we all give him a round of applause, please? Imagine dreams, because all of your dreams are valid, and if you can think it, then it is possible. It is ironic that I'm the Toastmaster of the day today. Firstly, because I offered to be the Toastmaster. What's ironic about it is that the first time I was Toastmaster of the day, I proposed in my heart that it was going to be the last. But how ironic it is today that it's the meeting of possibilities. And I said, Joy, you know what? Just go for it. So today, I am going to be your, what you would call your MC. I would be ensuring that the meeting is as seamless as possible. And on top of that, I'll be wearing 2 hats. What that means is I'm also going to be the general evaluator for the meeting. And the general evaluator generally just ensures that when the internet goes off, as it is for virtual meetings, that she commandeers it in such a way that you do not notice any glitches or hitches. I would also be working with a team to ensure that we move from one part of the meeting to the other as seamless as possible, and to ensure that we also, as a team, create an atmosphere of possibilities for you. So right on to the next part, I would be introducing the team. And the first person I will be working with is the timekeeper and the accountant in the person of TM Chiamaka Okoye. She's a finance consultant who joined Toastmasters early, just 1 minute and we'll give her a round of applause, who joined Toastmasters early 2020. Can you imagine? And she's already playing roles. She likes to read, she likes to dance, and she likes to learn new skills. So please, with a round of applause, let us make welcome TM Chiamaka Okoye to tell us about her role. Woo!
Okay, thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I will be serving as the timer and the accountant for today's meeting. So in my role as the timer, I will be responsible for monitoring our usage of time during the meeting. For the table topics session, when the speaker gets to the 1 minute mark, I will flash the green card. When the speaker gets to the 1 minute, 30 seconds mark, I will flash the yellow card. And when the speaker gets to the 2 minute mark, I will flash the red card. At this point, the speaker will have 30 seconds to complete their speech. For the prepared speeches, which are typically 5 to 7 minutes, when the speaker gets to the 5 minute mark, I will flash the green card. When the speaker gets to the 6 minute mark, I will flash the yellow card. And when the speaker gets to the 7 minute mark, I will flash the red card. At this point, the speaker will have 30 seconds to complete their speech. At the end of the meeting, I will give my time report. For my role as the accountant, I will be responsible for monitoring our usage of pause fillers, which are essentially words that people use when they don't know what to say. So I'll be looking out for words like, you know, as in, like, and also sounds such as and ah. And at the end of the meeting, I will give my report. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, TM Chiamaka, for that very straight to the point and timely description of your role. Right after TM Chiamaka is the grammarian and listening evaluator, TM Ayo Olanrewaju. She joined Toastmasters in 2015 and VPM of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters. She is a dressmaker who enjoys reading and mirror talking. She's one of my personal favorites. So can we please put our hands together for TM Ayotola?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to know if I'm being heard. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Joy. I'm one of your personal favorites. I'm just smiling. Thank you. Okay, so as grammarian this morning, my role is simple. It's to encourage and commend good use of grammar by all speakers during the meeting, and also to introduce the word of the day. The purpose of the word of the day is for us to have a richer vault of words to use other than remixing all the other ones we've known through the years. So the word for today's meeting is inculcate. Toastmaster Larry, please kindly share your screen. Thank you. Inculcate. It means to fix beliefs or ideas in someone's mind, especially by repeating them often. An example is the coach has worked hard to inculcate a team spirit in the art of the players. So I would encourage that all the speakers today inculcate the use of the word of the day in their speeches. And I'll be noting how often that's used and who uses it. Thank you, Toastmaster Larry. The second part of my role this morning is the listening evaluator. Now, an American professor, Brené Brown, once said, be as passionate about listening as you are about being heard. So being a speaker is not just about speaking, but about hearing what the other person says. So I'll be listening throughout the meeting to every single thing that is being said. I'll be taking notes and I'll ask questions back to see how passionate we all have been about listening to others. So that's basically my role. I'll give my report at the end of the meeting. Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, TM Ayotola. The next person I would be introducing is TM Chinedu Ariekpere. I hope I got that right. TM Chinedu joined Toastmasters in July of 2019, and he is the current secretary. He's a civil servant and businessman. TM Chinedu, you need to tell me because I need to diversify more. He loves to read, write, he loves to teach, and he loves watching football. I'm sure he will be tuned in for the last couple of matches for the Premiership season as the teams race towards Champions League qualification. TM Chinedu, could you please come on and tell us about your role?
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster. About the business, actually, we'll talk about that later. So, moving on, I have my role today actually is table topics master, okay? So then again, I will be asking questions to the guests and members. Meanwhile, before that, actually, I want to greet everybody and I say welcome to this segment of the Toastmaster called Table Topics. I would be explaining about this role. This role actually means that we have, this role actually means that we'll have, it's actually where we'll talk about sorry, please, excuse me. So it's actually where we'll talk about how to grow our public speaking skills, especially in an impromptu manner, okay? Then again, this segment reminds me of when I started my journey in Toastmasters Club. I first visited a place called Surulere Toastmasters Club. And guess what? At that point, the Toastmaster of the Table Topics Master of the Day was picking people at random and asking them questions, okay, to speak off the cuff. Then I was there and I was within myself, I was kind of praying, asking God, please, to save me from this moment that I don't want to disgrace myself, okay? Then the segment ended and I wasn't called up to speak. Then when I got home, I had to talk to myself. I said, was it really the reason why you went there? I thought you went there to improve your public speaking skills. So why were you praying that you weren't called up? Meanwhile, I had to also take another step forward. I said that I will visit another club to compare and contrast. Then I visited Lighthouse and Lighthouse Toastmaster Club, which is where we are right now. And if I said that what I met at Surulere Toastmasters Club was good, what I saw at Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige was so massive. Like people were speaking flawlessly. And I was like, whoa, this is it. This is the place to be. Then I decided to sign up last year, and believe me, the rest, they say, is history. And here we are with this journey of Toastmasters Club. So I would love the guests actually to not be like me, especially the first day I visited Toastmasters Club, to volunteer, actually inculcate the habit of speaking. And the time, as it is, starts now. So this segment, I have 5 questions, simple questions that I will be asking, and you need just 2 minutes and maybe 30 seconds to drive your points home. And I will be needing members and guests to be part of it. And also volunteers, I'll be needing people to volunteer to do this with me. So I don't know who is ready, who wants to go first, So if you want to speak, please, maybe you indicate in the comment section so that we can kickstart this. I don't know who wants to speak. Then again, if nobody is volunteering, I can use the power invested in me as the table topics master to also pick people. Okay, I see someone volunteering, TM, who is it now? Okay, TM Tai. Okay, let's go, TM Tai. Can you unmute your mic?
I can. Yeah,
can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. I have questions from 1 to 5. So I would like you to pick one.
I pick number 3.
Okay, number 3. Number 3 says, in some people's world, the word impossible does not exist. Do you agree or disagree? Did you get the question?
Please, can you repeat it?
Okay, in some people's world, like in our world, the word impossible does not exist. Do you agree or disagree?
Okay, thank you very much for that question.
Yeah.
Now, the world, they say, is made up of different types of people. We have those that want to do stuff. We have those that want to watch people do stuff. And it has been the story that has existed right from time. We've always had the makers. We've always had those that will support the makers. Now, one difference between those that actually make changes and those that don't make changes is that they dare to believe. And in believing, the very concept of believing means that you have to know what exists in the present. So, for example, the person that developed the air conditioner, he had to believe that it was possible to change the weather before he created what he did. Now, so yes, I will agree with you that the word impossible is a strange concept to a number of people. And those are the kind of people that believe are on this call, the kind of people that believe they can make a change, and believe communication is one key to in achieving that. And so I will advise and I will share with everyone that you should dare to be that kind of person, because impossibilities will always exist in other people's minds, but it should not exist in yours. Like, you look at a situation, the very reason you're seeing that problem means that you have the capacity to change it. So begin to look at how you can solve it. Thank you for that question again.
Wow, that was a great one. Please, a round of applause for the entire round of applause. You really did a great job. I didn't really hear everything that he said because of my network here, but the truth is, the little I heard, I think he did a great job. So let's move on. And I have Onyinye. Okay, Onyinye Chukwu. Onyinye Chukwu, are you there?
I am.
Onyinye. Okay.
Good morning,
I still have.
everyone.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you. I still have more questions. 1, yes, 3 have been taken. 1, 2, 4, and 5. Which one do you go for?
5.
Okay, number 5. Number 5 says, imagine yourself meeting up with this personality whom you have admired over the years. Who would that be? And what will you tell him or her? Did you get the question?
Yes. Okay. Meeting up with someone whom I've admired over the years. Who it would be, and then what I would tell the person. Well,
yeah. I don't think I can hear her. I don't know.
I've always admired.
Like our network is bad. I think our network is bad. It's like we will move on with the segments. Maybe we'll be asking another person to speak.
Yeah, Caleb said he wants to speak, so we might go ahead with him.
Okay, go ahead. Who is the person, please? Unmute your mic. Who is speaking next? Please unmute your mic so that we can hear you.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah, hello.
Okay, this is Caleb Ishaya.
The name again.
Caleb Ishaya, can you hear me?
Okay, Caleb, yeah. Okay, Caleb, I still have questions 1 to, 1 to 5. Let's say 3 is gone. So you have 1 to 5.
All right, I'll pick the number 5.
Okay, the number 5. Did we get the question, or I should repeat the question?
Repeat again, please.
Okay, imagine yourself meeting up with this personality whom you have admired over the years. Who would that be, and what will you tell him or her? Your time starts now.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Somebody I've admired over a long time will be Elon Musk. He's into 3 major businesses right now. I think SpaceX, Sun City, and another business. But the one that actually got my attention was SpaceX. This is a guy that came from South Africa to the United States. He has been doing so many incredible things I think are hard to achieve. He has changed the space exploration industry in such a way that it has cut down costs. So that's the major reason why I admire him. And what I will tell him is this: going through all these phases, what is that? What motivated him? What made him dream so big? Because when you hear his dreams, they are quite scary. What made him think that they are achievable, and what drove him all through the process? Thank you.
Wow, nice one, nice one. Please a round of applause for him. Yeah, that was. If you ask me who I would love to meet, should be Jay Sherry, one of great public speaker. I really love him so much. Let's go ahead and pick some other people. Who again? Who wants to go? Who wants to speak?
We have a courage in the comment section.
Okay, Courage. Okay, Courage. Are you there? Are you there, Courage? It's like I will be picking randomly this time around. Okay, I would love Udochi Anokwu. Is she there? Udochi Anokwu, are you there? Help us out, please. Just little or simple questions that you can easily deal with.
I'm here.
Okay. We still have questions 1, 2, and 4. So pick 1, 2, and 4. Which one do you go for?
Question 1. Question 1.
Okay, question 1 says, if you are given an opportunity to change just one thing in your society, what would that be and why? If you have an opportunity to change one thing in your society, what would that be and why? So go ahead.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. My name is Udochi Anokwu, and I'm a guest today. So if I'm given the opportunity to change one thing in my society, I'll change the lingua franca, which is English. Now, I'm not going to change it completely. Rather, I would allow people to speak whatever language they want to anywhere they find themselves. For example, I would say it's not compulsory that you speak English in the workplace or at school or in the local, in the rural areas. So I'll allow people to have their way when it comes to the lingua franca that we speak in the society. Now, my reason is this. We have a mother tongue, and it's our desire to maintain our culture. It's our desire that our children learn our mother tongue. And if you agree with me, it's eroding as much as it's really eroding. So for example, I'm Igbo, but I hardly speak Igbo. And there are a lot of people around me that I know who hardly speak their mother tongue, and they feel this is very okay. Now, you also agree with me, the English that we speak is not our mother tongue, but then we are forced to speak, and then we also force our children to speak English. And we even flog them when we punish them when they don't speak it well. Now, I've also heard that in France, people are made to speak French. And even when the Frenchman understands English that you're speaking, he will reply in French. So part of what I will do is to say, the lingua franca is not compulsory. We shouldn't have a particular language imposed on anybody for whatever reason. Thank you.
Wow. Really, really nice speech. I hope everyone enjoy this speech. Nice one, nice one, nice one. Really, I totally agree with you as regards the lingua franca stuff. I really agree with you because it will help us to even move faster as far as businesses, whatever, in terms of culture and everything. It will help us to grow better. So I totally agree with you. Then who else we do this last one for us? Who will go? Who will go? Who will do this for us now? Who is volunteering to speak? I just have 2 more questions, or maybe just one to go. Okay, let me pick. Let me pick someone. Okay, I have Patience. Patience, are you there? Patience, are you there? Hello? Are you there, Patience? Okay, let me pick someone else. This should be a TM, I think. Let me go for a TM, a member. Okay, TM Julie. TM Julie, are you there? Julie Mogbo.
Yes, I am.
Okay. I have 2 more questions, like 2 questions. So just pick number 2, 4. Which one do you go for?
Okay, let's do number 2.
Number 2 says, you just got a contract. I think this question will even be good for you. You just got a contract, $1 million. How many million? So tell us, how will you relate the news to your spouse?
Okay, please take that again. I didn't quite get it.
Okay, I said you just got a contract worth $1 million after many years of failure. Tell us, how will you relate the news to your spouse?
Okay, if I received a $1 million contract after failing for so many years, how will I relate that information to my spouse, to my partner, in this case, my husband? First of all, I will have to find a way to catch my breath, create a suspense so that he gets the kind of feeling that I am getting. So he probably would be at work at the time I'll receive this notification. And then I'll probably call to find out how soon he's going to get back home. And when I get that information, I would wait. So when he gets into the house, I'm going to wear a long face. I'll just wear a long face. And typically he's just probably going to ask, how did your day go? I say, well, so. It wasn't, but something happened. He said, what is it, man? I really don't know how I'm going to say it. No, just say it. You know how, what happened? Is it something good? Well, it's something good. Okay, not so good. Okay, but just say it. And then I'll give him the letter. I said, I don't know. I don't know what to call this. Take the letter. So he's gonna take it and then run through. Look at me. Look at me. And then let's say, I got the contract. And we are just gonna be so happy. The way in fact, I actually can see, thank you so much for actually giving me this question, because I look forward to gaining some business breakouts, and I'm gonna get it. So I will create that suspense. I will let him think, not expect anything great. Then I will hand him the letter, and then boom, I'll just break the good news, and it will be a jolly great moment. The toast, table topics master.
Chinedu, are you there? I think he ran into some network issues. Very quickly, can we have the polls up? I think, timekeeper, do we have the time to take one more question?
No, we don't. We're a bit behind time.
Okay, can we have the polls up so that people can vote before I introduce TM Flora? Okay, so I would be introducing the table topics evaluator, who is my friend, TM Flora Omoseweha. I hope I got that right. I've practiced it for long enough. TM Flora is, amongst many things that I know, She is, please 1 minute while I scroll through. I think I have the wrong profile open. But I know she's the convener of the Work Zest, where you get to practice a lot of walking. She joined Toastmasters in 2017. She's a life career coach and conflict mediator who loves walking, podcasting, radio listening, and movies. I like the unconventional jobs that the internet age or the new age has afforded us. I actually don't like to hear engineers or doctors anymore. I like conflict mediator, and all those big, nice words that we hear around. Very big welcome to you, Tim Flora. Can't wait to listen to you. It's been a while. Can we please put our hands together for her?
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so, thank you to our Toastmaster of the day. Wonderful. Great to see you. Okay, so I think it's fair to say we had an overall challenge with the network because there were some of the speakers that I really couldn't hear. You might have seen me lifting my phone to my ear. But okay, let's proceed anyway, and let me give as best based on what I could gather from the sessions. So overall, well done to everybody. Really, well done. So TM Taye, who responded to question 3, I really, so what I wanted to say is well done for being the first, because the big thing about, or the key thing about the table topic is really about bravery is a big thing, all right, courage. And our table topics master talked about how he had sort of navigated his own sort of journey in terms of responding to the call to speak. So it's really about thinking quickly, absorbing the information and putting structure and then articulating that. So the fact that you were the first person, kudos to you. So well done for that. I did have a challenge with hearing you, but one thing that I would say, apart from the fact I didn't hear you, was there was, for what I could hear, there was a little bit of a sluggishness when you were speaking, with the bits I could catch. So what I would ask you to do, or what I would recommend next time, is that you project more energy, when you speak, okay? And because what you want, no matter how long you speak for, is to be memorable when you do speak. I think other than that, well done. As I said, I couldn't hear everything, but I was really impressed by the fact that you stood up and took the stage as the first one to do that. So a round of applause, please, for our first speaker there. Next would be, forgive me, and I don't know if she's a Toastmaster or she's a guest, but the name was Chilebusayo. Is that right?
Caleb Ishaya.
Bushaya, thank you very much. Now she responded to question 5, which was the one around, I think a personal, if there was a personality that you wanted to meet, who would that be? And what would you say? Sorry, it was a gentleman actually. And he mentioned it was Elon Musk. So I loved the warmth in his voice. He had a warmth and a calmness, which was great. So I must very much commend him. And he seemed quite structured also in the way he came across with so little time to think. He turned that on. What I would say in terms of recommendation is that you project with a bit more energy in future. There was just that while you were saying, while you were giving quite a nice structured response to the question, I would have loved to have seen more energy, or certainly heard more energy in your voice and also the way that you projected yourself. But other than that, great response. I loved what you talked about and what you had to say. You clearly are a fan, and that came through with your feedback. So well done to you. Next was Udochi Anokwu. Okay, and and forgive me because I'm not, I know some were guests, some were Toastmasters, so forgive me. I don't mean to offend anyone who may be a Toastmaster that I haven't given the correct protocol. You were responding to the question that was to do with language and lingua franca, etc. Again, there were some issues for me with regards to the network, but you were easy to listen to, and there was quite a bit of passion in terms of your interest in this particular topic. So that was well conveyed. The thing that I had a challenge with, and I don't know whether this was the network, but in terms of recommendation, is that it would have been nice to see you, because seeing and connecting the flow of the words and the perceived passion that was coming across with the topic you were speaking about would have been better appreciated. So I don't know what the reason was for not seeing you. The ending point in terms of commendation really was I thought you did well. And I also thought that, as I've already said, you conveyed much passion. And also you seem to know, it was almost as though you'd just been speaking about this topic and you had the opportunity to bring the conversation to another audience. So well done to you. Good, well done. And then the last table topic person who spoke was Julie, TM Julie. So you responded to the question about the fact that you just got a contract, and after a lot of disappointments, and you needed to convey this information to your spouse, who in this case would have been your husband. How would you do that? I loved the fact that you went into this whole dramatization mode, which was great. It was very visual, it was very exciting, and I liked that. So the thing is, what I would recommend is that if you are choosing to do that, then you have to keep up with the dramatization. Excuse me, but a bit of a tongue roll there. And what I mean by that is that when you were dramatizing how you would have that conversation with your husband, you were mixing up the roles, okay? So where it was you speaking or where it was the husband speaking, you seem to mix them up. So that's just a little bit of caution there in terms of if you do want to play that card, that drama card, then you need to do it kind of robustly and make sure the roles are clear. But I love the energy, and you clearly enjoyed it. And I think I didn't hear a comment that you made about you being excited because something had happened, but it felt as though, look, you were preparing or something good had just happened and it was giving you an opportunity to express yourself. So well done to you, well done to everyone. And that's the end of my evaluation. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, TM Flora. All the speakers did a wonderful job.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
I enjoyed listening to them. Very quickly, are we going to have a recess before we move to the second part of the meeting? Sergeant at Arms.
Yes, please. 5 minutes recess.
Okay, so.
Or maybe 3 minutes in this case.
Okay, 3 minutes to mingle. And then we'll be back to the second half of the meeting. All right, the 3 minutes starts now.
Okay.
TM Pradeep, you look like a dusty.
Well done.
You look like the Chief Justice of India.
He does.
Oh, I know you're referring to my hair, right?
And
No, you're white, you're black, and then the black background.
I don't know how many people got the joke because the judge has some hair, kind of a wig, and see, look at my hair.
And maybe you're a magistrate judge, not a real one.
Toastmasters in the house, please, can you welcome Caleb, Onyinye, and Nancy, our guests for today? Just tell them,
Nancy.
Say something nice to them.
Welcome, Caleb.
Onyinye, Caleb.
Please, Nancy needs to be policed. Nancy needs to be policed.
Oh.
She said she's been procrastinating registering as a Toastmaster. So someone needs to follow her up, like seriously.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Leave that one on me. I'll take up that responsibility. Don't worry.
Someone is high over here. A future Toastmaster.
Okay. Hi. Nancy, what's the challenge you're having? Unmute your mic and tell us what's the challenge you're having.
No excuse.
Not a challenge. Not a challenge. You can stop that challenge.
I don't know, no excuse or no excuse.
So we got your message. Sometimes body language speaks. So once you say it means you don't. I mean that it's not an excuse. So you don't have an excuse. So fine.
That means she's joining soon.
By next meeting, she'll be a member.
Exactly. That's what she has said.
So what does it take to be a member?
We'll get in touch with you and we'll explain you properly. This 2-3 minutes is a short period to mention all the benefits of being a Toastmaster.
Right.
Apart from meeting such people like this, there are so many other benefits.
Yes. Right. Thank you.
TM Slim, thank you very much. Where's Caleb? Caleb did the table topics and I can't see him again. Is he there?
I can't see him.
I think okay, he's back. I saw Caleb now. Caleb, welcome. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Sir.
You spoke well.
Well done, Caleb. Yes. I love Elon Musk too.
Yes, I do.
And Caleb sounded as smart as Elon Musk.
Yes, he did.
Oh.
I'm just university.
Nice to meet you guys.
If they had asked me, I would not think twice before saying Soricha Branson. That's my guy.
So,
if I were to meet someone, mine would have been Anthony Robinson.
That's good.
Okay. I think
awaken the giant within.
Time to
Hello, everyone.
All right, back to the meeting.
Okay. That was a very interactive breakout session, even though it was short. We have 4 speakers. Sorry, 3 speakers today. One is the immediate past president of Lighthouse Toastmasters, Toastmaster Pradeep Parhawani, also known as Otumba. He's an insurance broker, an entrepreneurship facilitator. He loves badminton, stand-up comedy, and mentoring. I think we all agree to the mentoring part. TM Pradeep is one Toastmaster that I met before I met. At every meeting, he was always there, inviting people, encouraging people. So I'm not surprised that he likes to mentor people. He would be evaluated by, I beg your pardon. Can I please have, I think I got it mixed up. The first speaker actually is TM Queen Edet. Sorry, TM Pradeep. She joined Toastmasters in 2016. She's the current Vice President Education of Lighthouse Prestige. She's a dance and fitness instructor who loves reading and writing. She will be evaluated by TM Slim Ejiro, who is an
We lost our voice. Is it me? Is it my network?
I think we lost our voice.
Over here, same thing. Last time.
Okay, while we wait, let me continue reeling out the profile of the first speaker until she comes on.
Okay.
She joined Toastmasters in 2016. She's a current VPE of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. She is a dance and fitness instructor who loves reading and writing. She will be evaluated by TM Slim Ejiro
Thank you. Thank you, my
TM Slim, I haven't asked you to come to the lectern yet.
Oh.
Thank you. TM Slim is an insurer who joined Toastmasters in 2018. She is also part of the Lighthouse membership committee who loves learning, cooking, and traveling. And she is a stickler for neatness. TM Slim, could you reel out the speech objectives for
Thank you.
TM Queen? Thank you.
All right. TM Queen, are you there? Thank you, my president. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. TM Queen, before I read your objective for your speech, I want to say a big congratulations to you because I know you would do well. For your project, the purpose of your project is for you to introduce yourself, for you to inculcate yourself to the club members and learn the basic structure of your public speech. You have 4 to 6 minutes. Good luck, TM Queen. TM Queen, are you there?
I think her screen is frozen. We might have lost her. Do we want to move on to TM Pradeep?
TM, I think she's online.
No, the screen is not moving.
She's not online.
She probably has a network issue. So let's start with TM.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Oh, she's coming
If you
back.
know this one, please unmute your mic to give me the response of it.
We can hear you.
We can hear you now.
Her network is bad.
We lost her again.
Let me introduce
yes,
Pradeep.
TM Pradeep. Okay.
Slim, please could you reach out to TM Queen and tell her to get ready? She'll speak after TM Pradeep, so we don't wait.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So TM Pradeep is our second speaker. I already introduced him. He would be evaluated by TM Samson Faladay. TM Samson is the Sergeant at Arms at Lighthouse Toastmasters and a seasoned speaker who has won Best Speaker. He's also a banker and loves to read and listen to people. I'm sure he would enjoy listening to TM Pradeep today. TM Samson, could you be kind enough to introduce him as well as his objectives for today?
Okay, thank you very much, TM Joy. TM Pradeep, the purpose of your speech is to learn to review basic research method and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. So I believe this should not be strange to you. So looking forward to your presentation, TM Pradeep.
Thank you, TM Samson. Permit me to take a few seconds to share my screen. And since I'm doing it for the first time, just give me a few seconds to do it. I've tested it before, just give me a few seconds, yeah? Okay. Is my screen visible now?
Yes.
And okay, my voice is also, since you're responding to me, so that gives me an indication that my voice is also loud and clear.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. Good afternoon, everybody. Today, the topic of my speech is entrepreneurship amidst COVID-19. So what we're going to do today is we're going to see the impact of COVID on businesses. So to get this information, which I'm going to share with you, I've done a little bit of research, and I'm giving the due credit to the sources on this screen from where I got the information. So they're on your screen there. The Faith Foundation is there, the Nigeria Bureau of Statistics is there, KPMG is there, Institute of Lighthouse there, etc. Those are the sources where I got the information which you're going to see on your screen now, which I'm going to talk about. So during this COVID, as the COVID was going on, Faith Foundation conducted a survey. In that survey, they spoke to the small and the medium businesses, micro businesses, small businesses, medium businesses. And as you can see, that different sectors, businesses of different sectors were taken into consideration while doing that survey. And agric was among the largest one, followed by fashion and service sector. Those people who were surveyed, they had businesses, 68.1% had businesses from 1 to 5 years, and 20.2% had businesses from 6 to 10 years. Those surveyed, they were mostly small businesses because 78.7 businesses had only between 1 to 9 employees, and 15% had employees between 10 to 20. And then the business offerings, 40% were offering product and services both, 32% were offering only services, 28% were offering only products. When they were asked the question point blank, has COVID-19 impacted your business? Immediately, 94.3 people said yes. Some of them were not sure. A few percentage said no, it's not impacted their business. And then they were asked the question that impact, do they think it will impact their business survival? 47.1% people said yes, 22.8 said not sure, and no, 30% said no, it did not impact, is not impacting their business survival. Definitely, without reason of doubt, one of the impacts felt by the businesses was surely cash flow. Why cash flow? Because the disposable income of the customer reduced. Customers had more of the priority than looking for product and services. They were maybe looking for more products towards feeding themselves and towards healthcare, maybe buying face masks, maybe buying sanitizers and other things. So the overall cash flow of the consumer got affected based on the shrinkage in the disposable income. Now, when asked, are you able to provide your product and service virtually? Only 23% said yes, and a larger portion, 76% said no, they couldn't provide their product and services virtually. And if you look at the diagram there, the cash flow available was very less. Only 33% had cash flow for 1 to 4 weeks, 27% had 1 to 7 days, and only 13% had 1 to 3 months of cash flow available with them. Definitely, when you talk of COVID, you have to talk about laying off staff. So 80% people said they're likely to lay off staff. And the major reason they gave is because the prolonged period of the pandemic, and 22% said inability to pay their staff. Going further, from all this research, what I came up with is that during this pandemic, businesses faced the following challenges. The supply chain was disrupted. As a result of that, businesses were not able to get raw materials properly, finished goods properly. The whole supply chain was disturbed as such. And the travel restrictions also added to the supply chain disruption as such. yes, the cost of product increased because I remember very clearly that before the announcement was made that we should be on the lockdown, the dollar was traded for 360 naira to $1, and as we speak today, that same dollar is traded for 472 naira to $1. I mentioned earlier that the disposable income of the customer has reduced, which has shrunk their wallet. That's what the businesses are facing now. They're facing less demand. The business are also facing the challenge of health and safety. They have to take care of their own health. They have to take care of the safety of themselves, plus their team members as such. And we saw the figures as related to cash flow. What are the challenges on the cash flow to the businesses? So these are all the challenges which the businesses are facing during this pandemic, during this COVID-19. So the next thing comes up, what do we do as business owners? What do we do? So I have this following recommendations based on the research. First and foremost, value addition has become more important than ever. In any business, if you're not adding any value, that business sustainability is already in question mark. But in this case, when people's priorities have changed, people's wallet size have changed, they're looking for more value from the same money. So value addition has become more important than ever. In the survey, we saw that a lot of businesses couldn't offer products via digital channels. So businesses have to look for a long-term digital strategy because the consumers are now online. They're more online than ever before. So need to have a long-term digital strategy in place. Then the variable cost method has to be used. So you try to avoid having fixed costs in your business as much as possible. Be proactive. Don't be reactive. Think ahead. Have some amount of planning. Bring in some innovation. Bring in some creativity and be proactive as compared to your competitors. I cannot talk too much about the importance of integrity and empathy in business in these times now. So if you promise something that I'm going to deliver in 24 hours, please deliver. If you show an image of a product, please send me that image so that you maintain your integrity, so that I continue buying from you. And always have empathy towards your customer, because you don't know what the customer is going through. So please have empathy towards your team members. Please have empathy towards your customers. And one of the ways to do that is through communications, good communication skills. I don't need to tell you how to get good communication skills. If you have not figured it out yet, please join Toastmasters. You need to inculcate good speaking abilities. You need to inculcate how to communicate freely with your customers and your team members. So people like Nancy and Caleb who are on the borderline, they're thinking what to do. Please, you need to join Toastmasters to improve your communication skills. One more recommendation I'm doing to the business is, please carry out SWOT analysis of you as a business owner, and also SWOT analysis of your company. So you need to do two SWOT analysis, one for yourself as a person, and you need to do the second one for your company, so that you get to know what are your strengths, your weaknesses, what are the opportunities in front of you, and what are the threats you are facing. In conclusion, my summary is like this, that immediately now, as we are now in this current situation, take immediate actions and stabilize your business. That should be your first motive. First motive will be stabilize the business. But how do you stabilize your business? Through immediate actions. Going forward, you need to build resilience. How? Through capacity building. So if it is online trainings for yourself, for your team members, product knowledge, all those things, building resilience will happen through capacity building. And then last but not the least, you need to adapt to the new reality. Some people are calling that the new normal. Okay, the new normal, the new reality. You need to adapt to that. You need to accept the fact that this is here, and we don't know how long it's going to last. So please plan for the future. Do have your plans written down on paper, that these are your future plans. So this is my input to the businessmen and the women in the house as regards businesses in this COVID-19 and future. Hope this information would be useful to not only the people who are having businesses already, and some people like Joy Cheyenne said she wanted to diversify. So I hope it comes in useful. And if you need my input in time, I'm just a phone call away. To give me a call, I can give you more input on this. With that, I say thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, TM Pradeep, for that very detailed and insightful teaser. I definitely am interested. I would like to know more. These are the things that make me tick. Without wasting too much time, TM Queen is already on standby. She understands her objectives, so we will just give the floor to her. TM Queen, the floor is yours. All the best.
Thank you. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Please, if you know this song, unmute your mic at the end to sing along. The day is bright and fair. Oh, happy day, a day of joy. The day is bright and fair. Oh, happy day of joy.
Of joy.
Of joy. Of joy.
Mama.
Joy.
So clearly, we're all still in touch with our younger selves, which is great. And for those of you that don't know this song, I'm sure you have your own version of your childhood song. See, growing up is very obvious, but sometimes change is not. They say change is the only constant thing, but you may not see a change has happened until you take stock of where you used to be and where you are now. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, when I was younger, I was horrible in chemistry. You know, growing up, there seemed to be 3 career options according to Nigerian parents, right? You could either be a doctor, you could be a lawyer, or you can be a failure. The first option seemed more appealing, and so in secondary school, I was a science student, and I thought I wanted to be a doctor. But there was a small problem. I hated physics, and I couldn't get up to 70% in chemistry. That's 2 problems out of the 3 subjects of sciences that we taught. In chemistry, I was getting 62%, 65, 67, that I thought, maybe this teacher has changed this exam to be about 70 without informing us. But once I got into A levels, it was like my brain had hit reset. It was a new city, new town, new friends, new vibe. And I got an A in chemistry and physics too, even though I still hated physics. So I went on to university and ended up studying chemistry, and I graduated with a bachelor's degree. In fact, the sciences were going so well that I went on to get another degree as a forensic scientist. You see, growing up, when I was younger, I was horrible at chemistry. But today, I have a bachelor's degree in chemistry. When I was younger, I ran away from dancing. You know those parties your parents take you to where you're wearing a puffy dress with the belt across your waist? People call it a Miriam Maka dress or Auntie Gimme Cake dress. When I was successfully dragged to the dance floor, I would give it my best. I would butterfly, I would flex to the floor, but still, I would get a tap from the uncle, the MC. It was a polite way of saying, "You're not dancing well enough. Please go back to your white plastic seat under the canopy and eat your rice." But once I got into secondary school, my dance moves were celebrated. In fact, I was encouraged so much that I was bold enough to go on stage and dance with friends. And I realized, I really like this. And so I developed my interest in dance, and I got a certification to be an instructor. And today I teach pole dance to women as a form of fitness and women empowerment. You see, when I was younger, I ran away from dancing. But today I teach dance. When I was younger, I dreaded public speaking. I was extremely shy and would hide beneath the radar at any given opportunity. In fact, there are people from high school that probably haven't heard what I don't know what I sound like, even if we lived together for 6 years. I was that quiet. And then in university, on a crazy day, I decided to sign up for a pageant. And then after a few meetings, I realized that there was a public speaking section where you need to speak to the audience and answer impromptu questions. And so I called the organizers like, hello, please, can I cancel? I don't think I want to do this again. But they said, no, it's too late to drop out. You will not be issued any refund. And so out of panic, I searched for how to navigate the speaking section. And I found Toastmasters. Did I win? No. But I lived and I continued with my Toastmasters journey. And a couple of months ago, I got my Competent Communicator Award under the traditional program after giving 10 speeches. And today I am starting a whole new journey in Pathways. When I was younger, I dreaded public speaking. But today, I welcome the challenge. But even as things change, there are still things that remain the same with me. When I was younger, I was an avid reader, and I still am. My books are an asset. I'm just trying to convince the bank to believe this so that it can be reflected in my account statements. When I was younger, cakes, sweets, biscuits, chocolate, ice cream were a favorite food group to me. And today, I'm still a sweetest and I like these things. Today, this moment, you are younger than you will ever be. How would you complete this sentence? A year, 5 years, or 10 years from now? When I was younger, but today, whatever you choose to fill in the blanks begins today. According to the author Alan Boomer, every morning you have a chance to be different, a chance to change, and a chance to be better. These 3 options are better than what Nigerian parents give you. And I hope you take all 3 options. The Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, TM Slim. I choose to be different, if you ask me. Our third speaker is TM Osarumese Aibogun. He joined Toastmasters in 2018 and is the current Vice President Education of AWN Toastmasters Club. He works as a banker and his hobby is daydreaming. That's a new one. I'll definitely want to know more about what it is to have daydreaming as your hobby. He will be evaluated by TM Chinedu Omenkuku. TM Chinedu is an IT professional who joined Toastmasters in 2018 and enjoys playing test. He won Best Speaker at the last meeting. Can we please have TM Chinedu read out the objectives for TM Osarumese?
Thank you, the Toastmaster. TM Osarumese Aibogun. The objective of your speech is to develop a 5 to 7 minute speech on a topic that is unfamiliar to the majority of the audience. This project focuses on a different audience type and how to address them effectively. TM Osarumese, the virtual lantern is yours. I wish you all the best as you inculcate all you have learned in your Level 2 Project 2 manual. The Toastmaster.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon,
fellow Toastmaster, and my special guests. The legend of Benin Kingdom. I love Lagos so much, and some people will say a little too much. I cannot imagine living anywhere else apart from Lagos. Lagos is my birthplace. Benin is the birthplace of my parents, and although I was not born there, I strongly identify with the Benin culture. My parents have tried their best to inculcate that culture in me. There has been a lot of arguments and stories about the Benin heritage and how they came to be. While some people say we have ties with Oduduwa in Ile-Ife, that sounds like a very logical explanation, I know, right? But then I think I prefer the version that was told to me by my father a very long time ago. And here it is. I'll give you guys that story today. Many years ago, the Benins, although they weren't called the Benins at that time, they were just normal people. I don't even think they had a name. They were ruled by what we call the Ogisos. Ogiso means Lord of the Sky. These Ogisos were believed to be divine kings from the sky. The last Ogiso to rule the Benin Kingdom, he had a son. He had just one son. And due to some arguments they had in the palace, he ordered for his son to be killed, to be executed. So, as usual, the palace maids and the king's servants were sent to execute the king's only son in the forest. While the palace maids were on their way to execute the only son of the Ogiso, they had mercy on him. And instead of carrying out the king's orders, they took him to a faraway kingdom. He was banished there without the knowledge of the king. A few years down the line, long time after, the king died. And the kingmakers, who were aware his son was still alive in a faraway land, they favored him to be the next king. So, in the usual tradition of kingmakers, they set out to find the only surviving son of the king. They found him to a place called Ile-Ife. He was already old at this time, and he had ties to Ile-Ife, and he had changed his name to Izodua. The Yoruba people from Ile-Ife could not pronounce the name Izodua, so they mispronounced his name as Oduduwa, which is the Yoruba divine god people talk about, Oduduwa. But let me tell you today, his name was not Oduduwa, it was Izodua, and the Yorubas mispronounced it as Oduduwa. So when they met with him, because he already had ties in Ile-Ife, he didn't want to leave, he sent his grandson. He sent his grandson to Benin, and his grandson was called Oromiyan. I'm sure some of you guys know, I've heard his name. Let me see a show of hands if you know Oromiyan. Yeah. So Oromiyan was sent back to Benin to rule the people. And when he got there, he got married to a lady and he had a son. He named the son Eweka. Anyone who's from Benin knows that any king in Benin, they call them Eweka. So that's where they got it. So his son was named Eweka. But then a few years down the line, Oromiyan never felt like he belonged to the Benin people because he was brought up in Ile-Ife and only came to rule. So he had an argument. He was always getting into arguments with the kingmakers. He had an argument with them. And in one of those sessions, he angrily uttered some words and said, Ile Ibinu. The Edo people did not know what Ile Ibinu was, and they did not even hear him well. So he just muttered the word Ile Ibinu. And then they mispronounced it as Benin. But Ile Ibinu was actually a Yoruba word that meant the land is angry. So that's how the name Benin was coined. So he went back to Ife, but left his son Eweka because he felt that no king would ever really rule Benin except the person was born and bred in Benin. So he left his son Eweka, who was born there. When Oromiyan left, they realized his son Eweka was deaf and dumb. He had lost the sense of hearing and speaking. So they went back to Oromiyan and asked him for a charm. He sent them a charm, and after 7 days, his son was able to speak. And which is why up until today, every king in the Benin Kingdom is kept aside in secrecy for 7 days before they are announced as the next king. And the rest we know and we say is history. Although a lot of people might call me a more refined version of the Benin people because I did not grow up there, but I still strongly identify with these people. They are my people. And I would like to say this. Although the Benins are well respected, our tradition is very rich, and the Obas of Benin, they are well respected. So, which is one of the reasons why I really like them. I feel their culture is really rich. My culture, pardon me, is really rich. I would like to say this, even though you think I'm a more refined version. I would never trade my ties to Benin for anything. The Benin culture is my heritage, and I will always identify partly with it. And I say partly because I believe that your identity is partly your heritage, is also partly your upbringing, but most important of all, is partly the choices you make in life, the Toastmasters.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I definitely have the Benin culture today. Thank you, TM Osarumese. Very quickly, can we please have the polls for the votes for best speaker? Can we vote for the best speakers? We have listened to TM Queen, TM Pradeep, and TM Osarumese today. Sergeant at Arms, can we please have the votes, the polls up so that people can vote? Timekeeper, please, are they all within time?
TM Queen and TM Osarumese were within time, but TM Pradeep was over time at 10 minutes and 10 seconds.
So, TM Pradeep, did you see the screen when you were delivering your speech?
I realized later because I was doing my screen sharing, the timekeeper couldn't share the screen.
Exactly.
So, but anyway, but the time gap is too much. It's 10 minutes, so definitely I'll be disqualified. It was not a matter of a few seconds. It was a matter of 3 minutes. So there's no excuse. I stand disqualified.
All right, so we will be voting for the two other speakers who are TM Queen and TM Osarumese. Can we please have the polls? Who is responsible for the polls? Is it the Sergeant at Arms? Because I don't seem to be getting any traction here. Can you all hear me?
Sorry, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Is who supposed to put up the polls?
Yeah, so what you can do is by the time they're putting up the polls, since I'm disqualified, let them start my evaluation, and then at the back end, they can bring the polls since I'm not part of the person to be voted upon.
Okay, so, TM Samson, please, can you please give the evaluation for TM Pradeep whilst someone works on the polls on the back end? Do we have TM Samson online, actually? TM Samson is not.
He was actually having network issues, I know.
Let's move to the next speaker.
I can't see TM Samson here.
Evaluations. Let's move to the next evaluation.
Okay, TM Samson, who appears to be the responsible for putting up the polls, and TM Pradeep's evaluation is unfortunately not available. So we'll just proceed with the evaluation for TM Queen, which would be delivered. Okay, we have the polls up. Can we just vote, and then we would have the evaluation for TM Queen right after. So TM Slim, can we please have the evaluation for TM Queen edit?
Yes, yes. TM Queen, congratulations once again. I actually enjoyed your speech. Fine, it's your first speech and it's called Icebreaker in Toastmasters. When you're supposed to use a notepad or any form of notes, like to give you more information while you speak, you did not use notepad. I want to commend you. You did great. You did super great. And what I like most is the song. You came up with this song we usually sing when we are small. You did great, and you were smiling all through during your speech. I love your expression, the use of hands. Like your expression was super dope. Your appearance also is good. There is nothing that is distracting you. The background was okay, and the use of words. What I feel you can work or improve on, it's your projection and your eye contact. I noticed your eyes were closed. Probably your phone is down. Why? It's not really opposite where your face and all that. I think whenever you want to give your next speech, your phone should be in front of your phone should be in front of your face, because we're actually seeing you are looking down, trying to look into the camera, and then your eyes were closed. So you didn't use the word of the day, but then you were super good. And also, while speaking, you tend to use your hands too much, like too much. From my end, I'm a bit distracted with the way you were moving your hands and all that. Overall, you did great. You did great. Looking forward to your next speech. A round of applause for TM Queen.
And TM Osarumese would have TM Chinedu deliver the evaluation. TM Chinedu, the floor is yours, please.
Thank you, Toastmaster. TM Osarume, you gave a very, very good speech. I particularly understand the objectives of your speech, so I'm giving this evaluation based on your core objectives. Now, part of your objective was to give a topic that at least a majority of the Toastmaster would be unfamiliar with. I think you did a very good job at that. The way you started your speech was very apt. You took us first from the known to the unknown. You started by telling us how we can all relate to the fact that, about Lagos, and then you transitioned to your origins in Benin. That was very, very good. At least we could begin with something relatable. You also used a story to explain your speech. It was a story about history, and I'm very sure it is unfamiliar to a lot of us, because we're all learning new things like Oguso, the relationship between Benin and Ile-Ife, Isadua and Odudua, Oromiyo, Eweka, and all that. So that is very new learnings for us, and I think you've met the objective of your speech. I also think your comfort level was good, because you're speaking of a very familiar topic. The stories were from your immediate history. So it's a story your dad told you. I saw you were very comfortable giving this speech. I see you have good interest in culture and history, which is very good. And your topic is spot on for your objectives. Now, what do I think you can do better? What do I feel you could have done that will make your speech more professional, more powerful? First, I would like to talk about your camera positioning. Now, because this is not an actual physical meeting, it is important to try to replicate as much as possible a physical meeting environment. So of course, standing up will always be better than sitting down. But again, framing yourself in the context where we can see more of your body would add more power to your speech, because then we can pick up all the little gestures that are hidden or cut away from the camera. I also noticed you clapped your hands a lot. Now, but you also did some good hand gestures. Now, clapping your hand shows a sign of nervousness, but I think I didn't see the nervousness in you, so maybe I feel it's just a habit you may need to shake off. Then overall, I think you had good eye contact, but you could have done better. You either were looking at other things or you looked away sometimes. Improving the eye contact will make it more, make it feel like you're talking to us personally. So, but all in all, I think you did a very fantastic job. I've learned so much. I can't wait to go and meet a lot of my Yoruba friends, especially the ones from Ilefe, and tell them, oh, you guys are really from Benin. You see, so that's very, very good work. I challenge you to give more speeches to improve on the points that I've mentioned, and overall, a big thumbs up to your speech. You really met your objective. Well done, TM Osaru Messe, the Toastmaster.
TM Ned for that very detailed evaluation. And we have the results from the votings. Can we please unmute our mics and give a drum roll?
Can we vote for the evaluators?
Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. We have one more evaluation. TM Samson, apologies. I almost missed that. So can we have TM Samson evaluate TM Pradeep?
Okay, yeah, thank you very much, the Toastmaster of today. Network has been quite challenging, so I've been going off and on. But Toastmaster Pradeep, I think you did a very wonderful job. Entrepreneurship amidst COVID. I will tell you about the positives of your speech and what I felt you could have done better. I mean, what I felt you could have improved upon. Now, I think your choice of topic was quite commendable. Everybody knows the season we are in, COVID season, and everybody is trying to resonate with entrepreneurship because it has affected a lot of people. Many people have lost their jobs. So talking about entrepreneurship amidst COVID, I think it's a very that you were able to adjust. At the time you spoke, you were not supposed to be, I mean, you were supposed to be the second speaker, but because the first speaker wasn't available, you stepped up to the lectern and you were able to deliver. For some people, that would throw them off balance because mentally, you're probably preparing for the next 10 minutes, but you were called upon to come and present your speech and you were able to do that effectively. I love the fact that before we even started the meeting, you were in here to come and test your slide to see how you're going to present, to see how it's going to go. And I think that was wonderful to come and say,
TM Samson's network provider is hell-bent on him not talking completely today. Okay, I would go ahead and announce the winners.
Well, please go ahead and let them vote for the evaluators.
TM Samson is responsible for putting up the polls as well. So if someone else can put up the polls, that would be great.
Just a minute, please.
Okay, great. Okay. So I'll wait the result from the evaluation, but whilst that is going on, the winner from the table topics session, drum rolls please, is Joy Julie Mogo. Can we please give her a round of applause? And then for the prepared speeches, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. Queen Edith. We don't have the results for the evaluators yet, but we'll announce that before the meeting, before we close the meeting today. But we would agree that the internet has been terrible today. I mean, we don't have the best internet in Nigeria, but today it has been really awful. We apologize for all of that. And on this note, at this time, I will be handing over to TM Salif. Oh, sorry, TM Chiamaka Okoye to deliver the grammarian report. Right after TM Chiamaka, please get ready, TM Ayotola. Can we please have the report?
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. I will actually be giving the timer and our counter report.
Yes, please.
So for the table topic session, TM Taye spent 1 minute 38 seconds. TM Caleb spent 1 minute 12 seconds. TM Udochi spent 2 minutes 4 seconds, and TM Julie spent 1 minute 58 seconds. Then for the prepared speeches, TM Pradeep spent 10 minutes 10 seconds. TM Queen spent 6 minutes 14 seconds, and TM Osarumese spent 6 minutes 35 seconds. Then for the R counter reports, the following people used pause fillers during the meeting. TM Chinedu Ariebere 11 times, TM Taye 1 time, TM Caleb 2 times, TM Udochi 1 time, TM Flora 58 times, TM Slim 2 times, TM Pradeep 1 time, TM Samson 1 time, TM Osarumese 1 time, and TM Chinedu Omenkuku 2 times. So the person that used it the most is TM Flora. So what do we have to say to TM Flora?
Please don't do it again.
Don't do it again.
Sorry, Maka, you can't be a tax collector.
Okay.
Can you imagine?
Okay, thank you. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
And then TM Ayotola, are you there?
I'm right here. Thanks. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I hope we've all had a good time. Okay, so I'm going to just run through my reports for sake of time. The word of the day again is inculcate. And I must say that not everyone inculcated the use of the word of the day, rather. Why do I keep saying that? In their speeches. However, some people did just fine. And I have Toastmaster Chinedu used it once, Toastmaster Slim once, Toastmaster Ned once, and Toastmaster Osarumese once, and Toastmaster Pradeep who used it twice. And for the use of grammar, someone said volunteer, so I think it's volunteer. And someone said unmute, I think it's unmute. It should be unmute. Someone said objective for your speech. I think it should be objective of your speech. And also someone said power invested in me. I think it should be vested. Invested would denote a financial impact, while vested is more abstract, like power, responsibility, and so on. So we move on to the listening evaluation part of my role today. Is everyone ready, please?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Thank you. So, first question. Who loves badminton and stand-up comedy?
Temporary.
Thank you. What year did Toastmaster Queen join Toastmaster?
2015.
16.
Okay. So, according to Toastmaster Pradeep, this is a tough one. How many businesses participated in the survey? According to his research, how many businesses participated in the survey?
It's really a tough one.
Can I answer?
No, you said it. Okay, just help us all, since I see everyone is lost.
1,943.
Perfect. And okay, so fill in the gaps now. Toastmaster Pradeep said, have empathy towards your dash and dash.
Customers and employees, I think.
Yeah, something like that. You tried. Good job. Towards your team members and customers. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Now, Toastmaster Queen said, when I was young, I was horrible in dash.
In physics. In chemistry.
Chemistry. And she said this that I'm hearing for the first time. She said, Auntie, give me dash dress.
Cake.
Cake.
Auntie, give me cake.
Perfect. Thank you. And Toastmaster Osarome said, oh, according to our speech, she said, Ogiso means what?
Lord of the Sky.
Perfect. And the last one, which name was mispronounced as Odudua?
Isodua.
Odua.
Thank you very much. So I come to the end of my evaluation. An American songwriter, Jimi Hendrix, once said, speaking is knowledge, listening is wisdom. You have all been great listeners. Thank you very much. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, TM Ayotola. I'm yet to get the results for the evaluators, but right about now, I would hand over to the president of Lighthouse Prestige, who is no other than TM Salif Mohammed. Can we please have TM Salif Mohammed on now?
Thank you. Thank you. Can you all see me and hear me?
Yes, yes.
Can see you and hear you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, TM Joy. The president of Lighthouse Toastmasters Club is unavoidably absent, so I'm standing in his stead to close this meeting. If you enjoyed this meeting, if you had fun throughout this meeting, could you please give a warm round of applause to the role players and all the speakers. Thank you. It's been fun. It's been too much fun. Before I go on, our guest, please could you check the chat box? I'm sure it's been posted already for a link so you can fill, and we'll get back to you and answer questions that you would like to ask, and probably inform you about the way to join. I know after this meeting, a lot of you would want to join. Please, you check the chat box and fill so we can get your information. Thank you. Also, we would like to have the opportunity of knowing you. So you can unmute your mic, open your video so that we can hear you. You tell us your name, what you do, who invited you, and how has your feeling been about this meeting? How much have you enjoyed this meeting, and would you be coming again or joining us soon? Thank you. So who's going to start first? Do we have our guests present?
Hi. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Nancy.
Hello, Nancy.
Okay, so I'm Nancy. It's okay. and I'm a nurse. And I was actually inspired by how Julie Mobile, I think I don't know if I'm correct.
You're right.
So
You're correct.
yes, I was actually inspired and I loved the way she talked. And I asked her, she told me about Toastmasters, right? And yeah, she invited me. And what other questions again? Sorry.
Yes, she invited you. How has your experience been in this meeting?
Okay, so this is my second appearance as a guest, right? And yeah, it's fun. I like it and I would love to join.
Wonderful. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Caleb.
Hello. Yes, good afternoon. I'm Caleb once again.
Yes.
This is my second time attending this great meeting. I think some months ago, about 2 months, I was looking for means to improve my communication skills. So I went on YouTube, 1 or 2 videos. Then I came across the Toastmasters competition. So after listening to a couple of videos, I saw that I could register in a club close to me. So I started communicating with, I think, Mr. Lawa. So he invited me, gave me the Zoom ID, and I'm here. And I tell you the truth, it's been a wonderful experience. I can already see myself improving in many, many ways. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're welcome. So you just commit yourself now to join so that you can do the prepared projects.
Okay.
Yes, I see you've got potential. Please build it, and think possibilities. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
We have another guest, I guess. Yeah, we have another guest, Kem Nelly, right? You can stop your video, Caleb. Thank you. Is that Courage? Do we have another guest?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, very well.
Okay. My name is Kemele Courage Ijoma.
Welcome.
Chinedu Ariekbere told me about the club. So I was like being interested, but still don't understand the club yet. So I'm trying to understand the club. And I'm not really shy. Well, let's say I'm ambivert. I'm not extrovert, I'm not introvert. So with what he told me about the club, at least I will now be a bit extrovert. So I love the club show. This morning I volunteered, but my network was somehow favorable. Let me put it that way. It was somehow favorable. I could not. So that was what happened when we had break in transmission between I and you. So
thank you so much. You did great. It was a brave feat for you to have volunteered. You're welcome.
Okay.
Keep being with us, and I'm sure you decide to join soon. You were going to say something.
You're muted. We can't hear you.
You're
Unmute
muted.
your mic, please.
okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, very well.
Actually, it was last week that I started. I joined last week during that children's something. So, well, it was interesting, Cha.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. And I think what you are chewing will be interesting too. If you.
Adichie.
Thank
I'll
you.
be
You're
my
welcome.
like it.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay.
Yes, you can stop your video now. Thank you so much. Do we have another guest? Do we have another guest? So it's been wonderful being in the meeting. The time is fast spent, and I guess we should call it a day here. So by the power vested on me, I declare this meeting closed. See you again on the 1st of October. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Result.
Presido, I greet you, sir.